Was a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
I'm hoping, sincerely hoping, that all my listeners out there, and I hope everybody's healthy. I hope everybody's staying healthy and clean and washing your hands and all the things they tell us to do. The protocol is important, guys. The social distancing. I mean, you and I are about as far apart as we can get right now, right, gang? So that works out all right. I probably won't contract it from you, and you won't get it from me. Not over the airwaves anyway, we hope. It's just... I hope everybody's paying attention. There's certain places that are still open. There's restaurants. I know for a fact that the Blue Top, because they have car hops, so you don't have to go inside and sit down. You don't have to go in and gather. And if you have a need to get out and go for a ride, that you can do. I have one granddaughter that's a nurse, and she said going for a ride is perfectly fine, as long as you're not hanging out, whatever that means. That's kid talk, I guess. Hanging out sounds like something Eric would say. Anyway.
All day. That's all I do. Hang out.
I know. Anyway, that kind of thing. You can go to the Blue Top, order your dinner, and take it home and have dinner. And the food is, he's special this week. He had beef sandwiches. Really nice big ones. Buy one, get one. I mean, it's just, everybody's working hard to keep afloat and keep their business going. And Blue Top is the place. If you're hungry, you want to just go out for a ride. You can go there. You can wheel in. The girl will come up, take your order. Bring you want a root beer or something. I guarantee you, best Green River you'll ever have. I love his Green River. Anyway, that's the kind of thing. The parts stores, Bumper to Bumper, which is Auto Value, Auto Wares. That my Bumper to Bumper. They're open. They're essential. People got to have wheels. My business, my shop is open, unlimited service. Your skeleton crew. It's Ronnie and I, and that's it. And Josh, of course, Josh keeps the place in some kind of shape and keeps everything sprayed and wiped down right now because it's not easy out there. Let me just tell you, and we're all adapting. Just like your car guy is adapting and changing his live show to Saturday morning for a while, just to get everything in perspective and get things going. Because I can't not do this show and not let you know what's going on in the car world. You can turn on the radio or the television and find out all you want about this virus. It's awful. It's mean. It's ugly. But how does it affect your car world? Because you know what? The car world, the automobile business in this country is one of the economic engines that actually drives this country. It's huge. It touches everybody somewhere. Unbelievable the amount of people that are going to be out of work. Well, anyway, we'll go over this because I've got a few things I want to tell you about. I've got some of the latest virus updates for the car business. Now, everything I do actually applies to the car business. I have no opinions on anything. This is all stuff I get for real. It's all car stuff. That's exactly what it is. And, oh, by the way, I do have an opinion. I just should have lied. It's not an opinion. A friend of mine, and I'll tell you why later, but a friend of mine in the business, in the car automotive Ford business, said that the new Explorer Max Platinum, it's a beautiful truck. Oh, my God. A luxury vehicle with a price tag to match, of course, and a space for up to 8 passengers, so it's big. Has an inherent child seat capability problems or compatibility problems. And it's kind of tough to park. Well, guess what? It's real long. It should be tough to park. But that's just FYI, guys. That's this guy's opinion. He's a salesman at a dealership, and he does his thing. The latest virus updates for the car business. Of course, the 2020 North American International Auto Show in Detroit has been canceled. Absolutely. The TCF Center, where it was supposed to be being held, has been turned into a FEMA pandemic field hospital. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a big joint. Probably a good idea. You can block everything off, keep people away from each other, and a lot of plenty of exhaust fans and stuff like that to go around. The new show will be June in 2021, and that's according to Rod Alpertz, the executive director of the show in Detroit, the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. Well, Detroit's like the hub of the world for cars. It always has been. Like Indianapolis, the hub for racing, and Daytona, the hub for racing. Well, Detroit's the car hub of the world. Ford said on Wednesday it was going to delay reopening any of their plants indefinitely. Originally, they had come out. Originally, Ford came out and said, we're going to open several plants. We're going to open them next month, blah, blah, blah. Now, no. There was one in Mexico and one in Detroit and one in southern part of the United States, I believe. They were going to reopen. That should have been okay, but now they're just not going to do it. Well, Ford CEO Jim Hackett told Detroit Radio on Tuesday that it's beginning to look like May before production resumes. May. Okay? That's a long time, guys.
So, question. Now you said that about the auto show, how it's rescheduled to June, and now you're saying Ford is closing definitely, at least up until May.
Well, no, but June 2021.
June 2021 of next year.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything this year.
Okay, cool. Because I was about to say, like, isn't it too early to give a time frame?
That was
anything?
Confusing the way I read that too.
Yeah,
I agree.
To give it a time frame for almost anything, or at this time.
There is no time. There is no set. Nothing set in stone right now. Believe me. Yeah, the Ford deal comes after two more Ford employees have died. One from the Dearborn Diversified in Southwest Michigan, and another at a stamping plant in Wayne, Michigan. That brings the total of 4 UAW Ford deaths. Not pretty. Not pretty. FCA has postponed their shareholders meeting to late June. FCA Chrysler, well, you know why they did that? You want to know why they did that? Because it's not pretty what they have to tell you. Listen to this. Fiat Chrysler Automobile said on Friday it decided to postpone to late June its shareholders meeting scheduled for April 16th as a consequence of the continuing coronavirus emergency. The automaker said in a statement that the decision on its shareholders meeting would result in the postponement of a resolution on the automaker's planned $1.2 billion ordinary dividend on last year's results. In other words, gang, last year was a great year, and we got all this money to give you, but now we can't give you any because we're hurting. Okay? Yeah. Well, guess what? That's going to be the ongoing theme, trust me. AutoNation is a conglomeration of auto dealers. It's a huge, huge dealer group. They're probably the biggest in the country. Matter of fact, I'm sure they are the biggest in the country. And they're going to lay off 7,000 workers. They're slashing executive pay and postponing capital spending after vehicle sales fell by half in the late March because of the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic. You knew this was coming, but this is the new car dealership. It's a group of all different kinds and models and stuff, and it's just a buying type of group where they can get good deals, and they have all kinds of powerful things on insurance. And these people are okay. In addition to putting 7,000 workers on unpaid leave now, the retailer has postponed more than $50 million of capital expenditures through the second quarter. Not spending no money. We're on a tight budget. Implemented a temporary 50% salary cut for Executive Chairman Mike Jackson and CEO Cheryl Miller. Executive Vice Presidents will get 35% reduction, and Senior Vice Presidents 30% reduction. Remaining corporate, the regional staff will take a 20% hit. Board members waive their retainer fees. Well, that's nice of them. Isn't that nice of them? Reduce second quarter advertising expenses by 50%. So in other words, now that they're not going to advertise, they cut their budget by 50% to advertise, there's more people out of work that are not really in the car business, but they're touched by it. They're being used by the car business. Ad people, television, radio, blah, 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 blah. It just filters right down. That's why I call this the economic engine that is the car business. And it is. It's the economic engine of our country. There are some good things coming out of this fiasco, okay? And I'm going to touch on a few of them here. This might take a few minutes, but they're good. They're really good. FCA Chrysler is launching a zero-interest loan on its new vehicles for 84-month terms. Zero interest for 84 months. Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram all are eligible. This is just the beginning, guys, as all the automakers realize that typical advertising and new model launches just won't cut it now. FCA has done this to respond to a 10% loss in sales in the first quarter this year. I got to tell you, I got to tell you, I talked to several people. I've been looking at cars myself. It's that time when I have to look at new cars, and it's on my timetable, and it's just the deal. I'm going to wait. I mean, CarMax, the huge vehicle retailer, announced a record sales and earnings in its fiscal fourth quarter that ended February 29th. Sales were up, earnings were up, and then COVID-19 hit. I don't know that we want to talk about they haven't said anything about their first quarter of 2020. Nobody wants to admit to anything, okay? Because it's all ugly. I mean, the sales are down. You know yourself. You're not spending like you did. So maybe not working like you did. The car business is affected by that, but you still have to have your wheels. You still got to get around. That's all there is to it. That's why, of course, unlimited service. My place is open, and the parts stores, bumper to bumper, is open. That's just the way it is. That's just it is. It is what it is. According 928 Car Guys, by the way, if you want to weigh in, that's fine. You can give us a call anytime. We're just going through talking about the good things that are coming out of this fiasco. And according to J.D. Powers, leasing rates are plummeting for customers, for consumers. So here we go. As well as, here comes the deals. Oh, yeah. For car purchases as competition among automakers becomes fierce. It is getting fierce. 0% financing, deferred payments for 120 days. There's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. And watch for the competition for repeat lease customers. In other words, when you get off of one lease to get you in another one, watch for that to get out and out brutal. Everybody's dying to keep their customers. They got to get you back in another lease, get that car back, and get it sold, and yada yada. Oh, well, it's a tangled web they weave, but they're going to do it. All right, guys, what do you think just crawled out of the woodwork? Well, Ford says it expects to begin talks with officials on an all-new, are you ready for this? Cash for clunkers type program to jumpstart the sales nationwide. Come on. Ford spokesman Rachel McCleary is quoted as saying, "The auto industry in America's is America's economic engine." I agree. "We are encouraging Congress to look at a variety of ways to drive job creation, increase demand, and support customers, and to provide long-term stability for the entire auto ecosystem." What does that translate to? We want to know what that means, boys and girls? Sales stink right now. and they're trying to do anything they can to get you. I mean, by the way, Ford recorded a 12% drop in the first quarter that just ended. So, yeah. The bottom line, guys, is just wait a little while longer. And that new vehicle you've always wanted, it's going to find you. Okay? And it's going to be at the best deal you ever dreamed of. I know I'm looking. I talked to my man up at Oswego, at Riverview Ford in Oswego, Steve Mestina, my man. He takes care of me, makes sure that everything goes and gets going good, and make sure I get a car when I need it. I told him, I said, when you're absolutely positive that is the farthest they're going to go, the very best deal they're going to give, when Ford's giving out the deal that you just really know this is going to be great and it's going to be the best you're going to get, wash me up a black one. I'm ready for another edge. I do like my edges. They're very nice. Also, I would be remiss if I did not tell you that today is a birthday of a very special person of mine, my wonderful, beautiful, and very understanding, no doubt, wife, Sandra. Now, we don't call her that at our house. The granddaughters dubbed her "She Who Will Be Obeyed" some years ago, and for a very good reason. And it's nice that her birthday falls right before Easter. I only have to buy one cake. I buy one big lamb cake, and there's your birthday cake and your Easter cake, kid. Enjoy. How's that grab you? So I get away with murder. Happy birthday, baby. I love you. All right. There's a lot of different things we've been talking about back and forth, and I want to ask you some things. I want to talk to you about something. And we're going to talk about this in such a way that if you want to weigh in, you can call 928 Car Guys. That's fine. you want to call, but you can just listen and just play along at home if you want. Because I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and then we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, I'm going to give you my answers. My answers. Okay? Deals this consumer friendly. Why just now? Why did this just happen? These deals are unprecedented in car sales. Okay? Why now? I understand why now. It's the virus. I understand. And sales are way down. But, question number 2. Is the manufacturer taking a loss or just a little less profit? What is the formula here? I understand prices are all of a sudden that $40,500 car is $36,000. That's only, $5,500 off. $5,500 off. You take that kind of percentage off a loaf of bread, they'd be almost giving it to you. I mean, come on. All right? Well, how much less of a profit is he taking? Have we, as consumers, allowed these prices to come about? Have we allowed this to happen? What is the markup on these vehicles? The actual markup that they can slash that kind of money off or give free financing for 84 months. My God. That's 7 years, over 7 years. Wow. Has our free enterprise system allowed us to overpay for these vehicles? For today's vehicles? Because guess what? The prices keep going up because of all the new. I know there are safety issues and their electronics and they're high tech and they're very, very wonderful. I call them gizmoses. That's just because I'm an old guy and that's how we used to call gizmos. Gizmos. And I don't know. I don't know how these prices come out. And the prices keep going up because of them. Okay? I mean, if you read my recall or you listen to my recalls every week, half of those don't work anyway, the safety devices.